All right, guys, it is a special Flashback Friday edition of the Sims and Lefkoe podcast where we still have a lot of awesome Super Bowl conversations to get to, and we've been organizing them, and we figured out there's a little thread between three legends, Jim Kelly, Devonta Freeman, and Tim Brown. They are all connected to you somehow. I'm just curious before we get into this.
The Sims family, they're stuck with us.
Oh, dude, you're interwoven into the NFL. Are you an Olympics fan?
I am.
Are you watching the Olympics?
I am. I gotta say, like, I find the figure skating to be somewhat annoying.
I tried to watch figure skating for 2 minutes, and I shut it off. Why do you find it annoying? Because I have a different thing.
I don't know what it is. I just am not in. I don't know. I can't even know if I give you. It's just not that exciting to me. There's something about it. I would rather watch the speed skating, the skiing, the bobsledding.
Well, the figure skating is a judge, so it's based on a score, which seems arbitrary.
Right.
And I don't know if they did good or bad until the end.
It's very hard to tell
Whereas
sometimes.
Speed skating, whoever crosses the line wins.
You win. Right.
So I think there's that. My issue is I'm realizing this with the Olympics.
Yeah.
We talk about how these people work their entire lives for this moment.
Right.
And their moment is like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And if they get the gold, it's dreams. The Olympics, in my view, is people from all over the world failing in like the most gruesome way possible in front of all of these people watching, and then we celebrate. Like, I was watching this Canadian figure skater, and they're like, 4 years ago, he was the favorite, and he failed and didn't even medal, and it's been sitting in his brain ever since. And I'm like, holy shit.
Torture.
And then he goes up there and he falls, and I'm like, oh my, just kill him. Like, I'm sitting there like, I couldn't handle it. Like, I got stressed out.
Yeah.
It's very stressful.
It is.
But I
mean,
don't
just
enjoy
knowing
that.
those people that train for it, it is. It's their life, and it's gone in a flash of a second.
And you get one take.
But I think, like, our take and, like, the take you just gave is such an American take. Like, I think, like, if you get to the Olympics and you're from Germany, they're just like, he's important to our country.
Yeah,
he made it to Germany.
That's bullshit. These people have
He's representing our country. No, I feel like in our country, we're just like, did you get the gold? Nope, then fuck you. Get out. It's time to move.
Well, we're actually, all we care about is collective. We got 62, Russia's got 48. We got to beat them. You're just a part of the machine. No, my other thing, though, is we think that NFL players have a limited amount of time to make money on their career.
Gosh, I know.
If you don't win the gold, then you're
screwed.
You're not going on interviews. You're not getting book deals. And then if you don't get gold in a sport that people give a shit about, no one cares. No. You better hope that there's a TED Talk for Olympic winners so you can be like, how my life changed after winning a gold. Because I just can't imagine, and the people are going to say, well, this is the wonder of amateur sports.
Sure.
This is why you do it. It's for the competition. I guess. But if I spent most of my life preparing for something that was not going to set me up financially, that kind of sounds like bad planning.
Yeah, and I don't think that's really the truth. I mean, yeah, it's amateur, but they're all doing it to help them. They're doing something they love, and they're hoping that they can get a financial gain and be set up. They want to be like
Shaun White.
Certainly.
Or Michael Phelps.
Exactly right. Those are the guys they're all shooting to be. Like, let me be so good at the Olympics that when the Olympics are over, I can make a living and career off of that.
This is how fucking sick I am. I'm sitting there going, look, I don't care if you win a gold medal. You're not getting any money out of it. That's crazy. But I just look at it sometimes, man, and I go, even Michael Phelps, did he really want to get back in the pool? Or did he just need to get his name out there and get that? You know what I mean? Like,
I know. Yeah.
Damn, you're kind of enslaving to it.
Yeah,
you got to do it.
You're your own,
And that's the reason why I didn't try out for the Olympics.
That's the reason?
Yeah, that's the only one.
What would have been your event in the Winter Olympics?
Everyone will say curling. Just because, you know, it's like beer pong on ice.
You're definitely not the bobsled. You'd be way too heavy for that. They wouldn't want to push you.
No. I would have to get in the back and be like, I'm just going to push.
I'll push. I got the caboose.
You know,
can you ski?
No.
I don't know how to ski either.
All that stuff scares
me. But you
me.
look like you could be a skier. You got some thick thighs.
Yeah.
No, you got an ass for a white person.
Oh, no, I could do like the sustained cross country. But if I need to like flip or leave the skis, no. This weight should stay on the ground.
That's the other thing I do like watching is guys like get off the jumps and doing tricks like that. Like, I don't even, whatever. That's
crazy.
They got big balls and big ovaries, okay? I'm just going to say, it's amazing sometimes. I'm like, damn, he just like flipped 7 times there. And I would be scared to death of doing that stuff.
Man. All right, so Pack Show, we are going to start off first with Jim Kelly, Hall of Famer, quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, played in the USFL. I tried to use your dad's advice to get him to talk about Buffalo basement parties.
Good luck.
He's very nifty. Here's JK, Jim Kelly.
Yes, we are here with Jim Kelly.
Ooh, Chris Sims starting it off.
I'm taking with the legendary quarterbacks. I get to be the guy.
Please, I understand. What do you remember from him growing up?
Oh my gosh, what do I remember from him? The K gun? Are you kidding me? Him going around the field, shotguns, throwing the ball around. First of all, I really remember him in USFL days, starting there.
No, you don't remember those.
If you asked my father, I could tell you. Almost like from the age of 5, I was so obsessed with the sport. I'm like an encyclopedia in here. I was
just drop some USFL knowledge.
Well, I mean, I could go through the scores of your Super Bowls.
No,
but I don't want to do that.
Next question.
But all seriousness, actually, I would like to ask something about those Super Bowl teams.
All good.
Because what you did, you're a Hall of Fame quarterback. You are the man. You deserve to win one of those Super Bowls. I'd be interested to know, out of those 4 teams, Giants lost, Redskins lost, the 2 Cowboys. Which one was the best team in your eyes where you go, man, we were the best this year and we lost the big game?
The Redskins.
The Redskins.
But unfortunately, we played the Redskins when they were peaking. So they were unbelievable. We knew personally, to be honest with you, that we were going to have to play a flawless game going into that one. And we had some things that happened prior to that week, that some of the one coach really put the bulletin board up.
Yeah.
We don't need to go in. And that's not why we
had
lost.
the helmet issue to start the game.
Well, and the thing with that is that bums me up because it wasn't even Thurman's fault.
Right.
It wasn't even his fault. And I don't know whether you did this, but when you come off the field, you put your helmet the same place every single time.
Yes.
Then when you're ready to go out, you run back, you grab because you know where it's going to be.
Right.
And that time, he knew where he put his helmet. Somebody moved it, and it wasn't his fault. And he catches so much flack for that. But you know what?
It was Belichick.
It is what it is.
All right,
Belichick moved his helmet.
Are you saying though that you think that Redskin team was the best team out of all the Super Bowl teams you played too?
You know what? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I knew. We were confident. To be honest, we were confident in every single one. But we knew playing the Redskins that we were going to have to play a flawless game because they were peaking. They were hitting top notch on every single part of offense, defense, special teams, and as a matter of fact, that was right here in Minnesota.
Yes.
But the thing is, we just never gave up. Yeah, we lost, but we came back again, and we came back again.
It was
we
incredible.
never won, but it is what it is.
Man, that whole era of quarterbacks too. Sims, Kelly, Marino, that whole era.
Aikman.
What is that bond like? What was it? Did you realize the other guys that you were competing with in the sport at that time?
Well, I knew they were great.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, you just said probably 4 or 5 names out of like 20, 25 that were awesome. Your father was one of the best to ever play the game. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
I appreciate that.
He will be in due time. But Phil Simms is an amazing quarterback. As a matter of fact, I had dinner with him last night, and he's gonna work out with Chad and spend some time with my nephew Chad.
That's awesome.
I'm
Chad
looking
Kelly.
forward to that because I know that Phil's mentality and his mind, he's one of those guys that could definitely make you a better person and a better quarterback.
Thanks, man.
I would love to hear your perspective of Phil. I find Phil to be wildly entertaining. He's obsessed with his body. He's obsessed with mechanics, and I think he's the same way. The whole Sims family. What is it like, you and Phil? What is your relationship? How's it grown?
I've always known Phil. Always appreciated him as far as announcing. One of the best to do it, and then he had his couple of youngins.
This crazy person
he did, and you're the wackadoodle of the family. There's no doubt about it. I don't know how your personality and his personality totally clash, but
last year at the Super Bowl, Jim saw me and he goes, "Man, I'm sick of seeing you on my phone and crap."
That's amazing.
There's some of the crap you say. I was like, "Oh no."
You love it. And the thing is, be honest. Tell it like it is, and that's what it's about. And your dad is one of those guys that he does. He tells it like it is, but he knows what he's talking about.
Thanks.
So I sat next to Big Phil on the flight out here, and for 3 hours he talked, and I listened for 3 hours. And I said, listen, I got Jim Kelly on Thursday. What should I bring up? He goes, Adam, you know what you should bring up? Ask about Jim Kelly's basement parties.
No.
He said, listen, those guys in Buffalo, they enjoyed their run. They really did.
And we did. And at times we caught
Phil
flack
get
for
me in
that a little
trouble.
bit too, because people
forget
said
it.
we partied too much. I'm like, are
Whatever.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
We did whatever we did the week before. That was our team. We had fun. We enjoyed playing
Yes.
the game. We enjoyed what we did after. We knew when we took the field, we were focused. We were ready to play.
Yes.
And that's why we went to 4 Super Bowls in a row. That's why we were in 5 out of 6 years in a row. We went to the AFC Championship game. And you know what? It is what it is. We just weren't meant to win the game. So it is.
Yeah, that's I know. I heard that too before. It's just such a low blow to take to teams. Like Lawrence Taylor was some choir boy for the Giants.
Right.
You know.
Oh my.
That's what I mean. Dad would always say, "You go, gosh, I mean, if this was, if I played in this day and age, our whole team would be in jail."
It's a different era.
It is a different era.
It really is.
Thank God we didn't play in this era. Well, from the standpoint of salaries.
Oh, you want to sign up?
Man.
Oh my Lord! Yeah, I mean, you can.
It's kind of shocking, isn't it?
Oh, shocking. Especially when you know there's quarterbacks out there, and I'm not going to mention names,
No.
are getting paid 15, 20, 25 million. You're like,
What?
really?
I know.
But God bless them. More power to them.
I've
I
always
hope they
wondered-
can continue to do it.
The player gets up there and he goes, I just want to thank everyone that paved the way. And I'm like, you know how you can show some thanks? Give a little bit to the older guys, right?
And here's the thing. When I played, when I wasn't sacked and we won, I gave my offensive lineman cash. You wouldn't believe I'd come in on a Monday and after the game, and they would be sitting at their lockers waiting for number 12 to pass out the $100 bills.
Those cheap bastards.
And
You know it.
plural $100 bills. And what they wanted, they said, do not tell anybody you do this. I go, why? They go, well, our wives would know.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
we make
God.
extra
They would
money.
they would want us to give them something. Are you
Right.
kidding me? I thought aren't you the one that?
Are you the
were
guy that runs the
jockstrap
house?
in that family?
Right. Yeah.
Man,
Sure.
that's awesome.
It goes back to the offensive lineman thing. I
Yeah.
always say.
He says they're
cows.
cattle.
Take care of your boys.
Yeah.
Man, that's true. I see people giving out the Rolexes and all that stuff, but straight cash.
I gave straight cash, and when we started hitting the playoffs, the cash tripled.
Ooh.
And then I remember, I think it was the Super Bowls. I was going to give them each $20,000, and back in the day, that was
Holy
almost a
moly.
paycheck.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't care. I wanted to win, and
Man.
I had faith in my boys were going to do it, and unfortunately, it didn't happen. But let's talk about why I'm sitting here.
Go ahead. Let's do
at
that. I
this
want to
table.
ask you one more question before you
got
do
it.
it. Can I do
Yep.
one quick
Oh, yeah,
one?
you got
Just
it.
because to tie it into the Super Bowl. I mean, your first Super Bowl was dealing with Bill Belichick. And, at what point of that game did you realize, because they played you with the 2-man rush and 3-man
At
rush?
times, yep.
And yes, I mean, at what point in the game did you go, wow, this is like a different scheme we've seen than any all year?
Yeah, when I wasn't on the field for like an hour and a half. They held the ball
Right.
all the second quarter until halftime.
Right.
Then we went into halftime. You
Yep.
know how long halftimes are.
Yes.
Then we came out and they held the ball for another 9.5 minutes.
Right.
It's
He's still
like,
doing that.
you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
And that in itself, if I had to go back, I probably would have ran the ball more.
Right.
But when you're not on the field, you feel you have to do that catch up. And we did score 19 points in 20 minutes of time.
Damn.
But hey.
Should have had
I'm not
22
gonna-
points.
I'm not.
probably.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I could go on and on to how passionate I am about
Yeah, of course.
talking about the football, but I just want
Yeah,
to
please.
again thank you guys for having me here. And
Yeah, tell us
just
what you're here for.
Well, as a lot of people out there probably know, and some may not know, I was diagnosed with cancer not once but twice, and I teamed up with Merck 2 years ago to be able to fight this horrible neck and head cancer. And what we're doing now, and I just challenge everybody out there that's listening, log on to yourcancergameplan.com, yourcancergameplan.com,
Yep.
and you'll see, I think there's 19 advocacy groups that have people that will help fight for you. And these groups all share what we all don't have, and that's the knowledge of knowing what you're going through with cancer. And when you share on your website with these advocacy groups, Merck will donate $5 for every share, which is huge. So we hope to raise hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And again, it's yourcancergameplan.com. And I challenge everybody in the next 30 days, log on. You can be a difference maker.
I want to ask you something. When you're playing, people go, oh, you inspire me, you're a hero. To go through what you've gone through and now be on the other side to fight for people, are you getting the same reaction?
Big time.
Yeah.
And you know what? I thank God for it because I know that I've been through a lot in my life, and I understand why I've been through all of that from the standpoint of losing the 4 Super Bowls, to have a son born on my birthday and him being diagnosed with a fatal genetic disease, him passing away at the age of 8 years old, and then the neck surgery, back surgery, and cancer not just once but twice. I get it now. It's to make a difference for others that are going through tough times. And it's all about your attitude. Make a difference today for someone who's fighting for their tomorrow. And you guys can help me make sure we get that word out there.
We're going to help
and make
you.
sure that people understand it. It's all about your attitude and helping out.
Yeah, we appreciate your attitude.
Yeah.
Legend, Hall of Famer,
I feel
cancer survivor. I mean, just motivator. You're the man in my book, always.
Jim Kelly,
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
Thank you, guys.
Damn.
Enjoy.
Get
Keep
on
it up.
there and help this man out. Help us out. Let's go. All right, so there are younger guys in the NFL that this isn't just younger guys in the NFL. There are people that still come up to me and say, Chris, I just really wish it worked out in the New York Jets. Your brother and you,
Right.
You're how far apart in age?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
There was the picture of Chris Tucker seeing your son and kind of like
Seeing my brother.
seeing your brother and
Going
being
like,
like,
Are you that same white quarterback I've been seeing for the last 12 years?
yeah,
Who the hell
Tim.
are you?
So in essence, your career and your brother's career turned into like one long
One
12-year
long,
career.
worthless piece of shit career.
And that's what everyone thinks.
Right.
So we get Devonta Freeman. He comes up, and right away, I could tell he's looking at you
You're
weird.
right. I could tell too. I was like, what's he? He's like looking me up and down like he knew me and he couldn't figure it out.
But he doesn't admit it
Right.
until about halfway through the interview. So see if you can pick up on Devonta Freeman thinking that Chris Sims is Matt Sims.
Man, I almost thought you was your little brother.
Oh, Matt.
I don't even know what I was thinking.
Matt,
I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what? Of course
I'm
you
like,
know my brother.
That's why I'm like, what the hell Matt doing here? How y'all doing?
We're good. Good.
Yeah.
Everything's good. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
This-
Put him
Yeah.
on, man. How you
That-
been, man? I've been good, dude.
Still
I've been trying to catch up to you, man.
Hi, how are you?
a little busy.
Hello. How are you?
Just about a few minutes.
Okay.
Invisible.
And Devonta, when you get a chance, slide up after she gets done.
Okay. Yeah.
Making the rounds today?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, like, this is our Bleacher Report podcast.
Okay.
No rules.
No rules.
We swear, we
Shit,
say
shit,
whatever.
fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
whatever
man,
you
this
want.
this exclusive.
Yeah.
Yes.
This
Let's
is
start
a-
right there. It is exclusive because we have a running back that I feel like some people doubted.
Yeah.
And I don't think when we talk about the best running backs in the game, your name gets mentioned, Devonta Freeman.
And I'm-
But every time let me wax poetic. Every time I see you run, it's aggressive, it's angry, it's mean. If you're near the goal line, you're finding a crease to get in. You can catch the ball, you can run the ball, you're dynamic. And apparently you want to talk about it too. Tell the people, Devonta.
I personally don't get caught up in the hype with who's the best,
Right.
Or my name not getting called the most, because I just try to go out there every day, and as long as I live within like what I expect, I'm okay with that.
And you got paid.
I got paid big
Dude,
time.
congratulations.
Thank
Last
you.
time I was down there, we were going shopping for apartments together in
Yeah,
Atlanta,
I
and
remember.
now you got paid.
Got paid a lot of
Did
money.
it take the pressure off?
To be honest, it's one of those things where, that's the business, but I love football so much
Yeah.
to the point I'm going to continue to grow and get better and strive to be one of the best.
Yeah.
So that kind of football is my escape, so that kind of
Sure.
helped me with the business part.
It's pretty dope that that your escape pays for your life.
Yes.
Right?
I know that's fun. It's like, you mean to tell me y'all going to pay me all this money to wake up, go to meetings, practice,
Yeah.
play football?
Right. The game's free. It's
The
the
game
other,
I
it's
play
the
for
other
free.
stuff. Right. I mean,
Exactly.
you would play the game. I know. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
It's sitting here with us that sucks.
Well,
That's
that,
pretty cool, too.
hey,
isn't
baby.
it like? Does it piss you off? This is something we talk about with running backs a lot. We're the players podcast,
Yep.
right? We want
Yeah.
players to get paid. Fuck
All
the
of the
owners,
money.
all that bull crap. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's unbelievable. You're one of the best players in the NFL, one of the best running backs in the NFL, and you had to fight and crawl to get a contract. and
Yeah.
be paid respectively for the most physical position of all sports.
Yes, sir.
I mean, do you just feel like the running back position is just totally disrespected at this point a little bit in the NFL?
It's tough. It's definitely tough as a running back nowadays, just because of how they view us, how the rumors that's been going on. Running backs don't make it normally over 3 to 4 years.
Right.
So from the other side, the business aspect, they looking at it like we gonna lose. For the players, we looking at it like we're gonna sacrifice.
Yeah.
And I think that's what both parties, meet somewhere in the middle and
It's a good way
make
to
it
put
fair.
it. Yeah.
As the season went on, it seemed like you guys evolved.
Right.
Right. Like earlier in the year, it was like, who are the Falcons? You guys would jump out to those leads against Buffalo, Miami, and then they would start pounding you guys in the second half.
Right.
But then as the season got on, you start winning some divisional games. You start taking it to people, and I feel like your identity came out.
Right.
When did the toughness start? Like who started this change like 3/4 of the way through the year?
I think we did as a whole. Just calming down, taking it one play at a time, not worried about 2 weeks from now.
So there wasn't a team meeting. Dan Quinn didn't give a speech or anything like that.
Coach Quinn, one of the best at giving speeches and breaking it down for every individual to understand it. But I think what it was, we were starting to define, our identity at the right time when we needed it most. That's physicality, speed, and hard hitting. So it was a process to get there, though. Every year in the NFL has been different for me.
In what way?
Just always how I view the game now, the business, the way I take care of my body.
Yep.
When I want to be physical. Each game determines what type of running I'm gonna be.
Right.
What type of style. If I'm gonna be a slasher, if I want to punish people, or if I want to make guys miss and just run past you.
Sure.
So based on the game film, like who we playing, that's how I go into the game plan for my week.
Sims, which team's faster, Jacksonville or Atlanta?
It's really close. Gosh, you're the two of the fastest teams in football. I would say as a total Jacksonville, just by a hair. But I mean, damn, I don't know. It's really close.
That's BS.
Either way, they're
That's
amazing.
BS.
but it doesn't matter. You're still the two of the fastest. All right, I got to ask, I got to bring you down memory fucking lane here,
Let's get
okay?
it. Let's
all right.
get it.
I don't mean to be a jerk, but
Be
like,
a jerk.
just
Do
talk.
you.
All right, fine. Fuck you, Devontae. What,
Hey, let's
what
get
the
it.
fuck happened? Why? Just like,
Okay.
are you haunted by 28-3? Are you how many times during the year? Because I know, like, as an ex-player, I always think about the bad moments more than I do the good ones. Like when you think back about that game, is there a play where you go, damn, I wish I would have done this?
Yeah.
Or, just what was it like being there and kind of going through that?
Man, your energy matches your brother Matt Sims so well. It's
Really?
crazy. What?
So you walked over and you
I
actually
just had
thought
to
it
tell-
was Matt Sims.
Yes, I thought it was Matt
They
Sims.
look alike.
They look alike,
But
talk
what do you-
alike,
yeah,
energy.
What do you mean energy, though?
Matt Sims is one of the most competitive players I've ever been around. Probably one of the best at quarterback I've been around as far as the competitiveness. His juice, he's just so up here
Yeah.
Monday through Sunday.
He's got the
I
juice.
warm up with him before every game. Every game, you can ask him.
Yeah.
We warm up together because I feed off his energy,
Nice.
and it's just crazy.
And you're feeling that from him.
Yeah, it's like, give me those, the way
What's
you talk.
up, motherfucker? Let's
Yeah,
go, baby!
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's,
That's your brother,
what's
man.
incredible is their dad's the same way.
Really?
It's just a family of
That's crazy.
blonde Neanderthal psychopaths.
idiots, right?
That's my boy. Hey, I appreciate y'all family.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right,
Back
so
to your
yeah,
question.
28 to
all
3.
good, but I
So-
appreciate
so-
that
so-
compliment.
Yeah. So back to your question.
Yeah.
It's one of those things I might not be happy until we win it.
Right.
Win the Super Bowl. Get back there and win the Super Bowl. Because I'm always striving for greatness.
Yeah.
So
It's always going to be there in the back of
Yeah.
your mind. You're going to wake up in the morning and go, damn, that day I'm going to go out here and work
Right.
hard today just to put
Right.
that away.
I don't remember. I remember mostly all of my big losses than all my big wins.
Yes, I know. It's
That's
the
crazy.
painful thing about an athlete because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, we were supposed to win, and then when you lose, you
like-
never forget about it.
Right.
Did you text Jameis after he ate the W?
Man,
Yo.
me and Jay Boo.
Jay Boo?
Jay Boo.
Oh, okay.
Man, Jay
Well,
was
did you
like, we
text
really
Jay
cool.
Boo after he?
I've been around Jameis.
I know.
for so long.
I know.
I'm talking about like all season, all that. So it's kind of one of those things where I I expect Jay Boo to do some off the wall things sometimes, but he's one of the best guys. He's also high energy at quarterback.
Yeah.
You know,
So
Definitely
I have a
is,
friend that says I'm funny 3 out of 5 times. Like I'll make 5 jokes and 3 of them will be
that's
good.
good. You keep people laughing. That's
Exactly.
great.
Yeah, but
energy.
2 of the times they go, that sucked. Jameis's energy in speeches out of 5. How many times does it get the team right, and how many times do you like
Bro,
Jay Boo's being a little Jay Boo right now?
Jay Buki.
It's different because at the right times, he know what to say. He know how to operate. He know when to be a character and when to be serious.
Yeah.
You know, because he have that type of impact on the team and everybody. He came in as a leader. He got everything about a leader, all the traits. And, you know when to be serious, when not to be serious.
Yeah.
So we know if we out and hanging out, Jay Boo going to be Jay Boo.
He's the leader. He's going crazy. We were saying this about Matt Ryan at the end of the season. I think Matt Ryan played better this year than he did in his MVP year.
Why
Is
you
that-
say that?
I just thought, like, just because Kyle's was such a great offensive coordinator, not taking disrespect to any of you. I mean, he
Right.
made it easy, right? And
Right.
you just are like, damn, we got playmakers and everything's
Right.
going on.
Motion.
He was
This year-
creative. He was real creative.
Yeah, real creative. Like Sarkisian, he's still finding his way. He's in the
Yeah.
NFL. The offense wasn't a well-oiled machine all year. But I thought Matty Ice made a lot of, like, just hanging in the pocket, people on him. Like the touchdown against
Yeah.
the Eagles when he threw the
Yeah.
pass on 3rd
Oh.
down. Like those kind of plays
Yeah.
all day long,
Yeah.
all year long that I was
Yeah.
really impressed by.
I always personally think Matt do a really good job.
Yeah, well, he
Uh,
does. Yeah.
And you a quarter. You.
Yeah, I played, yeah.
You from a quarterback family.
That's when I
so
know I'm getting old.
know-
Like, damn.
You from that family and that coaches, so you know more about the quarterback than I do. So I definitely think it was a lot more on him this year
Right.
because he had to take over from another level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Understand?
Right.
Did
Eagles?
he do that?
Oh, sorry, I didn't. mean to
I
do
was
that.
just going to say, did you feel Matt kind of look around and go, I need to step up bigger? Was he giving different speeches? Was he giving different energy?
Nah, Matt always him.
Just
always,
solid.
He always straight line.
Yeah.
All the way through the whole season. Good, bad, adversity, whatever it may be. He always straight line.
We gotta. This is the Eagles fan right here, okay? You can't get over how
never
hard
do
he
that.
was rooting against you that Saturday night.
That's
Oh
messed
my
up.
God!
Not you.
I'm just
I
being
was
a
like,
jerk.
get him, Devonta. Don't get him too much.
No. No joke is like one of your biggest supporters, hands down. But the Eagles,
I appreciate that.
since it was
Yeah.
so fresh in your memory, and it was only if you, what jumped out to you about them being such a good team?
I played the Eagles 3 times since I've been in the NFL, and every time we played them, it's a different environment with their defense.
Yeah.
Physical,
Right.
fast, strong.
Right.
I'm that type of player, so I can always match it.
Yeah.
But they downhill, like, man, they D
Attack.
linemen is like they attacking, they coming, they grown men.
Yeah, they are. They got a big team, right? Like I mean,
They big, like they're a big team. Yeah.
right. You see
O-line,
Fletcher,
D-line,
Cox,
running
Brand.
backs,
Yeah, right. That's what everybody
cornerbacks,
says.
they're a big team.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Okay, and you played New England this year, so just give us your 2 cents before you go here, just like what you think might happen in the Super Bowl.
I feel like it could go anyway. I just think it's hard on the defensive coordinator to, not know what's coming at him,
Yeah.
or not specifically game planning for 2 individual players.
Right.
I feel like for New England, it's hard to game plan them because you never know who could be that player,
Yes.
when that player may be called up on. And
Right.
and with the Eagles, they run the ball so good. Once you got a team that could control the clock by running the
Yes.
ball,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Yes.
That's tough.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be
Control the
interesting.
clock.
Yes, sir.
Devonta Freeman is telling the Eagles to control the clock. Please fucking control the clock. All right, so I'm assuming you're here with North Face.
Nah,
Who are you here with?
I'm here with Delta.
Okay.
Let's
Here's
get
how
it.
this works. The man is wearing everything in North Face right now, so I wasn't
Oh, Reebok.
sure. He's wearing the clothes.
Reebok for life, though.
All right. So
Yeah, his sweatshirt's Reebok.
Okay,
I
my
see
bad.
it's over here.
All right, so here's
Oh,
how this
okay.
works.
Reebok.
Devontae, we're not going to help you. You're going to
Okay.
give your sales pitch. We are going to rate you 1 through 10 on your ability to sell. So I need energy. Really sell the people on what you're here for today and
Okay.
give them the juice. Give that Matt Sims juice in your
Okay.
sales pitch.
Okay. Hey, guys, how y'all doing? It's Devonta Freeman. I'm here today. I'm supporting Delta, and we just having fun. We talking with someone I see as a legend and my man, funny man. But, I'm just thankful to be here, and we just having fun.
Tell them
Fly
about
with
Delta.
Delta, take us around all throughout the whole year. We fly. The food is phenomenal. You know, we got the biggest airport, one of the biggest and busiest airport in Atlanta, and Delta hold the most flight there.
Are you an aisle seat or a window seat?
I'm a window seat.
He's a first class seat.
First class
That's
window,
what he is.
baby.
Damn. All right,
on,
Sims,
man.
what's your grade?
You know, it was a little rough around the edges here and there. It was good energy. The energy was quality.
Right,
And
okay.
the fact that he brought in the Atlanta airport was nice. I'm going with a 7, though.
I am too.
I don't give you
Okay.
anybody a 10, just so you know. I mean, he's gave out 10s. He's easy,
Shut
right?
up.
I'm
He's
still
easy.
learning. I'm getting better.
Yeah, but you're getting
Yes.
better. And the energy was proper.
That's the reason I was like, I'm already going to go high, because that was the most energy the whole time.
It was.
He said, all right, what's up, everybody? Devonta Freeman ready to sell you on Delta. You can fly high, you can fly far, you can sit in the seat, you can sit wherever you want. It was fucking
That's
great.
dope right there. I can't get that good.
Well, he's a professional bullshitter right there, so he's good at
Half
it.
the shit I say doesn't make any sense. Devonta,
Thanks,
stay
man.
healthy. You
Yes,
feel
sir.
good?
I feel wonderful.
Good. I know you got your Rashida day one right there.
Day one.
See, my memory
How
is
you
tight.
know about that,
I know
man?
what I know.
Day one.
Next time you're in New York, let's come and hang out.
Let's do it. I got you.
Devonta Freeman, star running back, and he got paid. Atlanta Falcons
Oh, yeah.
with Delta. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
You guys have been hearing us doing the interviews with people from K Jewelers. I hope you guys are liking how we're making everybody test themselves with how they can sell. But when we heard that we could get Tim Brown and his wife, Sherice Brown, you
Yeah.
were very excited.
I was excited. I mean, there's nothing better to talk crap to an ex-football player than be able to find out the little behind the curtain details that the wife might share about
Man.
how he is. Right.
Especially when you're with someone that played for Gruden.
Oh, yes.
Because you know that Tim Brown was going home and you were going home and you're like, man, motherfucker, Gruden, son of a bitch. But I forgot that Tim Brown mentioned you in his Hall of Fame speech. We're
Right.
going to get to that in a second.
Right.
And then also your experience. I thought what was fascinating, and I think you guys will like it too, when Tim went from how Gruden was with the Raiders compared to how he was with the Bucs.
I thought that was fascinating.
I hadn't
too.
heard that yet.
I hadn't heard him say that either, and I know there was things that concerned him about that, but I never heard him dive into it like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we also talked about how Tim Brown's 81 should be retired, and it hasn't been yet.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And that's insane.
Yes.
Here's Tim and his wife, Sherice. This is a treat, Sims.
Oh.
You've been more excited for this than anything else.
I really have been. I mean, you know,
Tim and Sherice Brown.
Tim and Sherice Brown. Tim, of course, legend, Hall of Famer.
Look at the jacket.
I played with him in Tampa.
Yeah.
He gave me a shout out in his Hall of Fame speech because I threw him
Absolutely.
one touchdown pass. One. It's probably in
No,
my.
yeah, it was a big one though. It was
My question, that's a good point. When you're doing the Hall of Fame speech,
yeah.
there's a million people that you're like, oh my gosh. What was that process like writing that speech?
Yeah, it was tough. My wife gets on me still because I didn't really talk about Al Davis and the Raiders that much, and there were a lot of coaches that I left out and a lot of people I left out. But my speech was about something else. It wasn't really. I was trying not to make it just about football. I was trying
Right.
to go a little deeper than that.
Yep.
So
Because it is deeper than
yeah,
that.
it's a lot deeper than that.
That's
So-
why you brought in Chris Sims, because depth is Chris Sims.
He was part of the journey, no doubt about it. So.
Sure. The reason I was excited that Sherice was going to be here is you guys both played for Jon Gruden, and I'm curious when he comes home and he's talking about Jon. What was Jon like as a head coach from the outside perspective?
Oh my goodness, Tim and Jon have such a close relationship, but he was amazing. That Chucky persona,
Yeah.
it was just amazing. I love Jon, his family,
Sure.
just great family. But Tim just had such a respect for Jon. He came in and gave Tim a lot of opportunities that he didn't have
Yes.
previous before he got there. So we have I'm surprised he didn't talk about Jon most of that Hall of Fame speech.
I mean, the wife of a football player, it deserves sainthood, okay, first of all, because football players are emotional and all over the place, and you're angry if you didn't catch footballs and they didn't throw it to you. I was mad if I threw interceptions, whatever it may be, which I threw a lot of them. But I would love, what was Tim like, through the bad times, like, did you know? Was there a sign that was like, oh, okay, don't approach Tim right now? He had a bad day at work or anything like that?
Tim never brought it home like that.
That's good.
He really was able to kind of separate it, which was good. Now, he would get pretty quiet and kind of go into his little man cave and just kind of relax. There's certain things that he likes to do, and, he's a game person. He's that
Stop. What are you gaming?
Words of friend,
No, not that kind of game.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the vocabulary.
Gotcha.
The vocabulary games, yeah.
Yes.
So,
I was going to say, you shooting people in Call of Duty?
No,
What's going on?
No, very much so. And those were things that, he would just kind of, you knew it bothered him, but he just didn't let it, affect home life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's how I am. Sims calls me his work wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
when I know he's having a tough day, I let him do his little games.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I get out of his way.
I do take it out on them actually sometimes. No joke. I've gotten so close to them. I'm
absolutely.
comfortable with
You can,
having
yeah.
my emotional outbursts.
I thought about this watching the Raiders this season. I am annoyed that your number is not retired by the Raiders.
I
And
keep,
your wife and you both went back at the same time, which means I think you agree.
Yeah, we do.
I keep telling them, you guys are just making guys look foolish, putting them out there with 81 on.
It's ridiculous.
There's just no reason to do it. And this guy, his last name is actually Brown.
Right.
So everybody's like, Tim, is he relatively, no, I have no idea who the kid is. So, it's their way. They've only retired 00.
Right.
And they're saying they'll never will retire numbers. So it is what it is.
That
So,
just makes no sense with
well,
that great
it's
tradition.
It's the way they do things.
I know
think,
it is
so.
the way they do things. We both played for John. Were you shocked that John came back?
I was.
You
I
were?
was, yeah.
Okay.
Because we had conversations over the years, and he kept giving me all the reasons why he wouldn't go back.
Right.
And so now this year, like in September, something came up, and I hit him, and the text I got back was like, "Hey, we'll," it wasn't that.
All of a sudden, there was a little bit of
door slam. Don't
Right.
even think about it. Things will happen. It was something crazy like that. I was like, hey, whoa,
yeah.
oh, wait
That's
a
a
minute.
different answer than I've
gotten. And we started talking about, hey, look, man, if anything goes down, save a spot for your boy. You know what I mean? So, I didn't see the Raider thing happening for sure, but I was at the Cowboy Raider game. I think it was December the 17th.
Right.
Talking to everybody, and I could tell that there was something going on that they didn't like, but I didn't think it was fire higher type match, what I mean? So,
right.
But all that being said, man, I think Jack Del Rio did an incredible job for the Raiders, getting them back to relevance.
Sure.
But I think Gruden has the opportunity with this team, with the talent he has, to take these guys to the Super Bowl pretty quickly.
Are you have a little yearning to get into coaching?
Oh, no coaching for me.
Okay.
No coaching for me.
I wasn't sure.
I would be going to work like this, If
I was going to say,
Right.
it's been really funny to watch people go coaching. Oh, no, that's a life I don't want.
Yeah, it's just
brutal.
it's
You wouldn't see Sherice.
Yeah,
is
it's
what it
18 to
means.
20 hours a day, man. It's just,
He's expressed that to me, too. He's always said he did not want to coach. He said he would love to be a part of the front office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely, to assist in some way.
That's where
Yeah.
you should be. That would be awesome. You'd be handmade for that. You really would be.
Yeah, I don't think I have to be there every day to do whatever, but I think I can still be there and help affect the team and help this organization because the transition over to Vegas is going to be real.
With all this day, and I'm sorry, I'm going to ask him another football question. Okay.
Go for it. I'm used to it.
Okay, good. That's why he buys you big diamonds from K Jewelers, because every kiss begins with K. I'm going to talk football. Here's jewelry. The league the way it is right now. I mean, there's just these freaky receivers everywhere. Who's the guy that you watch on like a weekly basis, or you're just like wowed by right now? Odell, Antonio Brown, Julio Jones,
Hopkins,
whoever
everybody.
it is, Hopkins, AJ Green.
For me, it's Julio Jones.
Yeah.
I think usually those big guys can't run routes and can't do certain things. They can run down, jump over people's heads, and make touchdowns, big catches or whatever. But when you watch Julio, he can get in the slot and run routes out the slot.
Right.
Take a slant 90.
You know what I mean? He can go outside and beat you out there.
Run jerk routes like you.
This guy has it all.
Yeah.
And Antonio Brown is great. Obviously, he's done a lot of incredible things in the league. But to me, I love watching Julio and what he's able to do in the field.
So I've only known Chris now for about 4 years, and I know that you knew him at a different time. What's a good Chris story that maybe I didn't know? Locker room
Look,
stuff.
man, I felt bad for Chris because Gruden was like, on him relentlessly.
Was it more than other quarterbacks?
Well, more than I had seen him with quarterbacks with the Raiders for sure. But he was young, and I think Gruden was trying to prep him and get him ready. But some of that stuff was brutal.
Every player that I have talked to that has played with Chris goes, man, Gruden gave it to him.
Oh,
and was it the whole team just watching, being like, damn, is this guy going to let up?
And Gruden was different then. By the time I got to the Raiders, to the Bucs, he was a different guy.
Yes.
He wasn't the same kind of, it was more cursing, more over the top type language.
Right.
And I think from that standpoint, that was a part. Look, when you're trying to teach a guy and coach a guy and get him ready is one thing, but when you are MFing him and that kind of stuff, it goes a little bit overboard. And so I really felt bad. And matter of fact, I never told him this, but I had conversations with Gruden about the whole deal, the way the Bucs were being ran at the time, because that wasn't the Gruden that I had seen back with the Raiders, and it just seemed to me that he was over the top with a lot of stuff that was happening. So,
man, you know what? We're
thanks.
That's
good.
to
That's
Jon.
good to hear you say that.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight Jon Gruden.
Nah, we're not. John's cool. John's emotional.
He's a good guy.
He is.
Great guy.
You
Great
can't
coach.
blame him for that.
Yeah,
right.
And I just think when you're hanging around Warren Sapp and those guys, some things happen. But,
no, it wore off on him a little.
You win championships, man, and things.
Right.
Look, I'll tell you guys this: when we played the Redskins, my first game with the Bucs.
Yep.
And when John was with the Raiders, if it was a tight spot, I would always come up to him, hey, John, think about this route. Never just for me, but just, think about this route.
Give something for his perspective.
And I can remember going up to him in a very tight spot in the game. I said, hey, JG, think about it. And he gave me the Heisman. He gave me, I got it. I was like, what? Oh, you got it now, huh?
Back then, they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me.
That was the 2004 Redskins game. I believe was, let's see. No, that wasn't the one Sapp skipped out in the middle. We lost, though, up there, right?
Yes,
bad. Right.
Real bad.
Yeah, they kind of dominated our Bucs.
So,
right.
So I think he sort of,
it's an evolving personality.
Absolutely. So, but it was an interesting time, man, and I'm happy now John is back with the Raiders. I think
it'll be exciting.
He gets it. He understands his mistakes.
Yep.
And if nothing else, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Chucky is alive again.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so we are here. We have the Browns here because of Kay. Here's how this works. You are going to make your pitch. Work as a team, give the pizzazz, and then Sims and myself will be grading you 1 through 10 on the performance.
Wow.
Yes, yes, we know Kay's awesome. They've already got a 10.
So my line is such a killer. I don't know if you guys can do anything
He does have a killer
but
line.
give it a 10.
Okay, he may have a killer line, but I'm wearing their jewelry, which is a
Hey.
part of their interwoven collection.
I like
and
it.
I have on several pieces. So, guys, I'm trying to help you out with Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Go out and get your ladies something pretty. And Kay can help you do that. So my plug was pretty cool, I think.
Hey, look, because of the Buccaneers, I never got a chance to win the big one on the field. But off the field, I won the big one. When I met this beautiful
Not
lady
fair.
here.
That's so sweet.
Mic drop.
That's so sweet.
Hi, y'all.
Damn.
No.
Okay.
So you said that how many times this week, that line?
Right.
No, but I'm saying, that's, man, you're
That's
set for like at least 2 weeks.
He is, really.
That's
I'm
perfect.
good through Valentine's. But go to K Jewelers, K.com, man, and make something happen.
Okay.
What are you giving?
Come on, bro.
Here we go. I'm giving a 9 to Tim and a 10 to Sherice.
Oh,
Okay.
my God.
She's way cuter. She's got more bling on.
I do.
She wins. Sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
Sorry.
I was going 9 as well.
To me?
I'm 9 total. Here's the only reason. I think going forward, a little bit volleyball set. The teamwork. I feel like so you guys are an adorable couple. I think if you finish each other's sentences one time, so they're gonna be like, oh my God, they finished each other's sentences. They're so cute.
He completes me.
Yes, exactly.
There it is.
We finished each other's sandwiches. That's great. You guys are awesome. Shout out
Appreciate
the
it.
Browns. They are great. Hall of Famer, great people. A Hall of Fame couple.
A Hall of Fame wife.
That want
for
you
sure.
to go to K.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Sims, let's do iTunes comments.
Speaking of retired jerseys, just while we're on current events, and this past week it happened, and I just thought while I was watching it, does Paul Pierce deserve to have his jersey retired by the Boston Celtics? Like, what's your? I'm just honest conversation here.
My honest conversation is that for the longest time, I believed from the outside that team of Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker was infamous for being a team that wasn't going to achieve anything.
Right.
When they bring in
KG
and Ray Allen
and Rajon Rondo
and Rajon Rondo, then it became this thing. Now, I heard a lot of people speak. I heard Doc speak and say, Paul turned down a lot of money elsewhere to stay here. He played a few other places afterwards, played with the Clippers and all that. I think I could write the history of the Celtics and not have a huge Paul Pierce other than mentioning him with the other two guys.
I think that's really, I love how you always say that. Like, writing the history should tell the story. To me,
that was KG's team. In my mind.
I would agree with that. And I also just go, like, there's 3 teams, especially in basketball, that I think have a different level of jersey retirement. Like the Lakers, the Celtics, and the Bulls have a standard to me that's a little higher than the rest.
It's like the Yankees. They're not just going to retire.
No, and the Yankees have actually fallen into that trap here as of late where, Andy Pettitte and people like that are having their jersey retired. And Jorge Posada, they're Yankee legends, but they don't deserve to have their jerseys retired. So that was just my thought. I also thought it was kind of funny just because it was LeBron. And if there's anybody been a bigger hater on LeBron than Paul Pierce, so I got to think LeBron was like, oh, I'm going to shit on this day.
It was incredible.
For sure. But I just thought it was an interesting talk for conversation because he's obviously, certainly one of the better basketball players of our generation.
One of the best nicknames of all time.
No doubt. And a lot of clutch moments, and I enjoyed watching him play. I just thought, like any other team, yes, jersey retired. You won a championship. You're one of the best players on the team. But it's the Celtics. And it's just like, I feel like the Celtics, I think the ghost and the rafters would be like, you only won one and you got a jersey up here?
Who would be the team in the NFL?
I think
Cowboys, Steelers.
Yes, right. Those two, the Packers, and now the New England Patriots. I think they have set a different standard for you can't just be like, oh, you were a good player on our team. You have to be like one of the best ever at your position in the history of the league, and you had to help us win some big games.
Right. Like Joe Thomas could get his number retired from the Browns, and that makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. Like, does Tony Romo? He's awesome. Does he?
No.
Right. Exactly. I don't think so either. Right. As awesome as he was, does he deserve acknowledgement as far as being a key part of their franchise? But does he deserve to be next to Aikman and Staubach? I don't think so. I don't know.
That's wild.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some iTunes comments. First one is Zach Attack 24. Congrats, Adam. That was a perfect game plan from Peterson. Got a question for Sims. Who do you think the Chiefs can go into free agency and draft to help solidify our defense? I don't think we'll be good on offense with Mahomes being more aggressive. Oh, I think we'll be good with Mahomes being more aggressive. I appreciate the interaction. That's what makes you guys the #1 show. Appreciate you, Zach Attack.
Yeah.
The position. So in that trade for Alex Smith, they got back a pretty damn good slot corner.
Had the best year of his career to this point in Kendall Fuller. Yes, you're right.
So that was
That's
definitely
Kendall, right? Kyle's in Chicago?
Yes, I believe so. So that was a big piece they needed. Yes. I think they needed another corner. They got rid of a bunch of dudes. You've been saying for a long time, linebacker and where else? Pass rusher?
Yeah.
With Ali and both being free agents?
Justin Houston, the huge amount of money he is commanding. I mean, I believe since he got
Benny Logan's a free agent.
Yeah, so there you go. Like, and Benny, those would be guys I think you could get back for a good value worth the position. Like people like Justin Houston with their cap charge and everything like that. I mean, I think it's like close to $20 million basically. If they cut him, I think it's like $12 million in dead money.
So look at the Chiefs.
Yes.
Which positions would you want to get a star at, and which guy would you want to draft depth from?
Yeah, I do think they need another player in secondary. Like, I really do. Whether that be a Malcolm Butler or a LaMarcus Joyner from the Los Angeles Rams, those guys that are hybrid-type safety, nickel corners, I do think they're a team that needs another pass rusher as well.
They need a lot.
They do. Their defense needs to change some things around. I don't think it's, I've been critical of Bob Sutton. Is he the perfect defensive coordinator? No. But he makes adjustments as the year goes along to where I agree with it. I go, oh, he's taking the right approach.
Yeah.
Might not be coaching exactly the way I like with it. But I do think there's a talent deficiency there, and they need to up their roster. And, of course, Berry being back this year could help too.
And that's the really big benefit, I think, about having a rookie contract at your quarterback position. If you look at the Chiefs, their stability has been at a few positions. They've had Ali and Houston there for years.
Yep.
They've had Derek Johnson at linebacker the whole
All
time
that's gotta end.
with Zombo
Right.
and Sorensen. And they've had Peters, and they've had your man
Ron Parker.
Ron Parker.
Right.
They haven't had to change a lot.
Yeah.
They need to invest.
It's
and
time.
Eric Berry's injury was enormous too.
Enormous, and they overpaid for him too. I'll say that flat out. I mean, he's really good. He's certainly in the conversation for one of the best safeties in the game, but they overpaid him.
The best thing about rooting for an Andy Reid team is you're not going to have to spend a lot of money on offensive line because he's going to draft him,
He's
and you're
amazing.
like the only team in the league that can do that. Philly 1 Dilly Dilly DPEG 23. Adam, as a diehard Pats fan, I was heartbroken, but being from Pennsylvania, I have many friends and family who are Eagles fans. It's comforting to know someone is happy. I immediately thought of my favorite podcast, and I want to wish you congratulations personally. Thank you. Now for Sims. Was that Clement TD actually a catch? Jesse James did the same thing. As soon as I know what a catch is, I'm proving wrong again. I don't know what the fuck a catch is. We talked about this on Wednesday's show. Thanks for spitting the truth. You still believe that was a catch?
I do. Well, I mean, first of all, the Jesse James play is different to me than the Kelsey slant touchdown.
But what about
Clement?
James versus Clement?
Jesse James versus Clement. You know, again, he's in the end zone.
He hit the ground.
2 feet, hit the ground. He had the ball. Yes, the ball moved. I think where it wasn't conveyed properly in the podcast, I mean, on the television cast, is just to say the ball can move. That's not against the rules. Listen, we all are confused by the catch rule. I like the fact that they erred this way in the Super Bowl as compared to the other way all season long.
Regular season.
And you know, to me, when you really look at it too, I got to look at it and think, man, Roger Goodell talked about how the fans have an issue with the catch rule at his Super Bowl, you know, what is it, State of the Union
He
address.
said we need to know what a catch is.
Right. And I have a hard time believing that he didn't say something to an Al Riveron before the Super Bowl to say, listen, if the guy doesn't fucking throw the ball up in the air and then like it's a catch until it's so proven the other way. And that's the way it was intended to be. That's the way it should have been. And Al Riveron fucked himself all year long by backing himself into that corner to where the Super Bowl should be a catch, but they confused us to the way it was called all year long. So I understand it as well.
Jimmy Jesus. Love the podcast. Best ever. This is from Jimmy Rod 77. Sims, wondering what you see when you break down Jimmy Garoppolo on film.
Yeah.
Where would you rank him, and what have you heard about him in the locker room at practice? Let's talk about, you watch Jimmy Garoppolo running Kyle Shanahan's offense on film.
Right.
What are the things that come to mind?
One of the first things that comes to mind right off the bat, just to tell me the guy's a player, is the Chicago Bears game. The Chicago Bears game, his first start ever in a
This was when Robbie Gould kicked 5 field goals to win.
Exactly. They win the game, right? He makes a nice drive at the end of the game. But regardless, that game, a good front seven of the Chicago Bears, good defensive coordinator and Vic Fangio, they played good defense in that day. And then here is Jimmy Garoppolo, who certainly doesn't know the whole offense at that point, but made a number of plays that were off schedule, is what we would say in the NFL. Not like Kyle didn't go, well, I want you to read 1 to 2 to 3. He did that, and they weren't open. And then he said, oh, fuck, I got to make something happen here with my ability. Those are the things I saw right off the bat to go, wow.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect for this guy to make a play. But then quick release, the ability to throw to receivers before they're open, not anticipating them coming through the hole. And then the thing I think that sold me more than anything, you know, he's a baller. He showed me the fact that, you know, I can throw it sidearm. I could throw it back and away. I could throw it fading away to the right or the left. He showed me so many different angles to deliver the football.
You saw enough footage that it wasn't a small sample size with perfect conditions.
Right.
He wasn't in a clean pocket for 7 games.
Right.
He was for 5 games. He was sitting there doing all of the throws.
Like when the conditions were perfect, it was a slam dunk.
Also,
Bam.
think about this.
Right.
He did it against the Bears, the Jaguars. Who else did he do it against?
The Bears, the Jaguars, the Rams at the end of the year.
They
right?
rested everybody.
Yes, it's all right. Hold on, I'm going to pick
Just
up.
saying, Bears and Jaguars were playing for something
Is
at
a
those
pretty
times.
good? Exactly right. I just think there's a lot there. Plus, he's He can move the bootlegs, the play actions.
Have you heard anything about him as a teammate?
Well, I've nothing but positive things. But I mean, the Tennessee Titans is who he beat before the Jacksonville Jaguars. They went to the playoffs. It was the Houston Texans the week before that, who was no easy out. So
their defense sucked.
Yeah, it did. It fell apart.
Yeah, don't say that. So you had 27 was Monday. Who was that? Your quarterback wise?
Oh, 27 on Monday was Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill, 26 was...
I'm not quite sure how I was going to go there yet.
Tyrod or something.
Or Andy Dalton, right?
24 was Thursday.
I don't know yet. I gotta look. I have my general list, right?
Is Garoppolo higher than that?
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah. I don't want to give it away.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
We
can't give it away. We
okay,
can't.
Good.
Stugotz will get mad at me.
Stugotz will get mad at you, and then he's going to have to answer to me. Your version of Stugotz here on Sims and Lefkoe. Sims and Stugotz go. Man, I'm so excited to watch the Niners. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed those conversations. It was a lot of fun. Coming up on Monday, I'm going to be getting back from the NBA All-Star Game. Sims is going to enjoy one more day of freedom before we really put him to work in the coal mines. So we're going to have a Hall of Fame football edition. And I think I'm going to let the Emmitt Smith interview come out.
Good. Deserves
It's going to happen. So it'll be
Needs to
Emmitt
see it.
Smith, Jerome Bettis, Terrell Davis, all Hall of Fame running backs edition.
Cool.
And franchise tagging starts on Tuesday. So we're going to get you ready for that as well.
Yep.
For now, for Sims.
Peace out, homies.
Fendrick is sending emails. He says, good evening.
Good evening.
And the Lefkoe
Man.
says, have an awesome fucking weekend. As always, hit us up on social, @Sims and Lefkoe. Subscribe on iTunes. Leave a review. We'll make sure to get to it. For now, Sims and Lefkoe, and we're out.